welcome everyone. Welcome to this webinar, which is an introduction to using COBRA, which stands for Complete Online Business Reference Advisor. It's an amazing database. It's not very well known, I think underused, but those that do know it and use it will always tell you about the amazing benefits that it has for their existing business or business that they want to start. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Loretta and I work for GLL and I'm the strategic business support manager there, and I look after all of our business support services which help aspiring entrepreneurs, startups, more established businesses reach their business goals. We have services in London, operating in Greenwich, Bromley and Wandsworth. And more recently, we're delivering the Invest West Kent contract to deliver the West Kent Business Support Programme, where we are supporting businesses specifically in Sevenoaks, Tunbridge and Malling and Tunbridge Wells grow and develop through a whole host of activities, so webinars, workshops, networking events, a grants programme, the ability to exhibit at the West Kent Expo in March 2026, and also a mentoring programme. So if you want an expert mentor to help you in areas such as marketing, finance, content strategy, business strategy, etc., we have those people there for you. So if you're not registered on the programme, please do join us. Chandra will provide some links in the chat in order to help you do that. I'm joined by Chandra as well. Chandra, do you want to introduce yourself? Oh, Chandra, you're mute.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm Chandra. I do run a business as well, but I'm also the business support manager here in Bromley. Been doing that for just over 18 months. And we host a number of workshops. I think we've got Business Week coming up, where we've got 12 workshops across the 3 startups. We're running 3 of those here, and there are various other workshops going on in August as well. So we've got a full schedule of workshops. We also offer meeting room hire for businesses in Bromley, run networking events as well, and currently helping with the Invest West Kent, trying to get known within the area, although we do have several contacts there. But yeah, I'll put the link in through for joining West Kent so you can take advantage of the free business support.
Amazing. So now that you know us, it'd be great if you could tell us about yourselves. If you could tell us your name, your business and what it does, and also what you're hoping to get out of today's webinar, that would be really helpful. Who'd like to go first? I'll go for it, Lawrence.
I was just on mute. Yeah, happy to go first. So yeah, my name is Lawrence Wilson. The business is Headingham Sales Training Coaching, and I started off about 8 years ago, helping small businesses. Before that, working for large corporates, mainly sales and marketing for many years, and my mother's business, which was where I got the bug for helping small businesses. And I'm part of the West Kent program as well as one of the advisors. So anything you want to do with regards to growing and planning that growth and implementing that growth, which is the hard part, then this is what I love doing. And if you join the program, there may be an opportunity you can choose your advisor. So I'm here to learn about COBRA so I could better advise my clients and the people on the program what it's all about. I have used it before and I did find it incredibly helpful. There was somebody who was setting up a pharmacy, and I was pleasantly surprised about the amount of information that was available on COBRA to enable him to source supplies, in terms of the regulations he must meet. Tons of information. So yeah, from what I've seen, it's very good. So I'm Lawrence. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
I'm happy to go next.
Go for it, Vicky.
Hello, sorry. I had to put my camera on so everyone can see me. I'm Vicky Thornhill. I have a virtual assistant business that I started nearly 4 years ago now. The reason why this works for me is because I'm always fascinated with new things, and I will be totally honest, COBRA is new to me, and I think that's maybe what a lot of people, I wanted to know what it was, so that's why I'm here. I'm always working with local businesses, trying to support them the best that I possibly can. I've been involved in projects previously, which has looked after business support. So I've worked for Chambers of Commerce, etc. So my background is business support. So anything that gives me a tool to either find more clients or support businesses and get more clients, that's why I'm on the call today.
Amazing. Thank you, Vicky.
No worries.
Yeah, Samuel, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm not sure if you could hear me. Yeah, I said I'm happy to go next.
Go for it.
Yeah, so hi, my name's Samuel Falana, and I am from Reign Supreme, and we provide accountancy, business support, tech, and finance-related services to businesses, well, small businesses in particular. I have had a completely different business before, which didn't get past the sort of credit crunch in 2007. Since then, I've been on a journey and working through, sort of finance industry, and that has led me to the reason why I set up Reign Supreme, which was generally to help to help business owners in a sort of small micro industry to ensure they have a good foundation in terms of having good cash flow, business planning, and helping them to do accounts, bookkeeping, which is the foundation to make sure they've got the right data to be able to make decisions. And that's generally the ethos around Reign Supreme. Recently, we've now sort of launched a sort of business development brand, which is called Scale by Reign Supreme. And that works directly with business owners on a monthly basis to help them grow their business. And I just so happened to come across COBRA, never heard of it before. And I thought, okay, this is interesting, because I've always looked at how can I get data that would be affordable for small business owners or someone who's just starting out. And when I read it and looked into it, I thought, okay, this looks really interesting. This could be what I've been looking for many years. Yeah, that's why I'm here today and hoping to be able to get through it. Hello, Lawrence, by the way. Might not remember me, but Lawrence helped me in the past as well. It's good to see you.
Hi, Samuel.
Thanks.
Nice to see you again.
You too.
And Samuel, where's your business based?
Sorry, muted myself there. So currently we are home-based business, sort of serving Kent area, so around West Kent and Dartford. But since the beginning of this year, we physically moved home to Devon. We're now in Exeter, so we have an office in Exeter now as well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, everyone. Just trying to see if I can get a bit of that's better. Good morning, everyone. I'm Amanda from AM Life Coaching, and I help people with their businesses, but also with their personal life. So I was just interested. I like to learn new things, and I thought this would be great, so I can pass on the information that I learn to help them.
Amazing.
And I just found it, just find it interesting. So the more I can learn, the easier it becomes, and so I can understand as well. And that's what I'm here for. Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda. So I'm now going to share my screen just so you can see what the COBRA database looks like. So can you see this? Can you see my screen?
Yes, can do now.
Yes, can do. Yeah.
Yes.
Fantastic. So this is what COBRA looks like. And it provides critical business facts, compliance information, market research, and trading details, amongst many others, covering hundreds of the most common small business trade sectors and professions. It's UK focused, so you won't find international data, but if you're interested in finding international data, I'll talk a little bit about international databases you can look at towards the end of the webinar. And I think it's the most easiest and accessible business database to start with if you're A, researching a business idea, or B, if you want current industry or sector information for the business that you're actually in at the moment. You can also use COBRA if you're looking for specific business support as well, and locating local business support in your area too, as well as industry events taking place throughout the year, and the trade bodies and societies that sort of govern your sector and industry and the voice of it in terms of lobbying as well. So it's really, really helpful and simple in the language that it uses as well. In order to gain access to COBRA, I shared in the Eventbrite a link to join Bromley Libraries to gain a digital card, because to access COBRA, you'll need a digital library card number. So if you haven't had a chance to look at that link in the Eventbrite page, if you click that link, you can apply for a digital card online. It will give you the card, and essentially what you will do is put it in the ticket number section. So I know my card number is this number. You put it in and then press enter, and then you're in. So if you haven't had a chance to do that, do go back to the Eventbrite page, or Chandra, you can put the link in the chat just so people can apply for that card online to access COBRA. And then the link that you'll be using to get into the system, you'll see at the top of the page, my one says greenwich.cobwebinfo.com because I have a Greenwich library card. The Bromley link will be bromley.cobwebinfo.com, which Chandra will put in the link, the chat as well. So you have that to hand if you want to start your searches. Amazing. So once in the system, you'll see that there are various tabs on the left-hand side, which all the searches that you search for pulls from, and it's broken down into different thematical sections. You can use the search bar over here, but if you search for, say, for example, I'm going to say accountancy, for example, you'll see that quite a few page results come up, and the more popular the business, you can have like hundreds of search results. So I think if you get familiar with the tabs on the left hand side and you know what each of those can provide for you, which I'll go through individually, it becomes a lot easier to search for things, if that makes sense. So I'll start with the first box, which is business opportunities profiles. This is probably one of the most used sections within COBRA, because what it does is that it lists hundreds of the most common small businesses in the UK. So you can search for a business alphabetically. You click the A to Z button, or you can search for your business by sector as well. Because I'm quite curious and I've done a bit of pre-research on each of your individual businesses to make the webinar a lot more relevant to your businesses, what I've done is searched for business opportunity profiles based on what it is that you do. So Vicky, I know you're a virtual assistant, and I know that for each business opportunity profile given in COBRA, there's a code. So for virtual assistants, the code is BOP, which is short for Business Opportunity Profile 490. So we'll just use your business as an example. So I put that code in and virtual assistant comes up. It will tell you when it was last updated. So it was last updated in February 2024. The COBRA team are consistently updating all of the information that sits within COBRA once there's a new sort of industry development or news out or change in legislation, and they're quite quick to update that in COBRA. You can download this as a PDF by just clicking PDF. So you can, there's no limit in terms of what you can actually download, which is fantastic. Can you see that PDF file? Can everyone see it? because I can't see anyone's faces. It's I'm staring at them. When you can, okay, amazing, fantastic. So you can download that, and also you can print directly from COBRA as well, which is really helpful. Every business opportunity profile follows the same structure. So what you'll have is an introduction to the business and the industry. You'll have a section which highlights key qualifications and skills required for it. And if anybody's looking to upskill, COBRA is actually really helpful in highlighting new courses or new qualifications that have been released in each sort of small business area that could be useful for people to want to do. So you've got a range of different qualifications and skills, and it tells you the price of them as well and gives you the link to the actual course as well, which I think is helpful. It saves people Googling for information all the time. The next section you usually find in a business opportunity profile is industry resources. So if there's any societies or government bodies or industry groups related to your business area, it lists it all and shows links. I think something that's used quite often, particularly amongst existing businesses, when they're using COBRA, are the key market issues and trends section. This provides a top level synopsis of what the key market issues and trends are in your industry. But then the other profiles in COBRA, the other tabs that we'll look at, such as industry snapshot or sector updates, provides a lot more detailed information. But this just gives you sort of a more higher level. And then lastly, you usually have the trading, commercial, and legal issues, specialist software that you might want to use as a BA, the importance of data protection, etc. And if I scroll all the way down, it gives you details on further reading that you might want to look into if you're looking for extra information. So every business opportunity profile follows that sort of structure.
So I was going to say, do you mind if I ask a quick question, Loretta?
Yes, yeah, go for it.
Earlier on, there was something, a heading that said client service agreements.
Yeah, that's good.
So my question is, yes. Could I just have a little look at that? Okay, so service agreement or contract. Are these up to date? Because obviously legislation changes. I know people like the FSB offer commercial contracts that are, up to date. Because the danger of downloading them from Google is that, you're not getting something that's fit for purpose. Are these up to date in that sense?
So here, just for the virtual assistants, it's saying that the Society of Virtual Assistants recommends that its members use contracts available on Coffee Clatch and gives the link. So based on what the business is, there's recommendations from the society of or the association of in terms of what their members or businesses in that area should do in relation to things like that. Yeah. So COBRA does actually try its best to keep itself up to date as
Coffee
well.
Clatch, yeah, they're a Bromley-based business, aren't they, in Beckenham, which is interesting.
Yes, they are.
Okay, thank you.
I think it's like a sign. It seems like a signposting more than.
Yes.
I think it sounds like that's what it's doing, and that's really clever. I mean, yeah, really, really clever.
It's signposting. I mean, Coffee Clatch do offer still charge for their support, but obviously it's at rates that are more affordable for small businesses. So yeah, it's obviously skewed. It's very I guess sensitive towards the needs of small businesses that are starting up in that regard.
Fantastic. I've also got a couple of BOP codes for other small businesses. So Amanda, I know that you're a life coach. There is the profile. Let's just see what I've got down here. Life coach. I'm going to search life coach in it because of the mini BOP. So let me just do life coach here. Yeah, I'm going to search for it because it's just a mini BOP. If you give me 2 seconds. Here we go. So you also have something called mini BOPs, which are not as detailed or lengthy, as you saw with the virtual assistant business opportunity profile. And mini bots are usually done on businesses that are new, emerging, and where there's not much data on. And COBRA sees the life coaching sort of industry as new, in that it's not as traditional as, for example, someone wanting to set up a cake shop or a pharmacy, for example. So they create mini business opportunity profiles on more newer and emerging businesses, which I think is really useful as well. And the code for that is MBP487. Amanda, if you're interested in researching that as well.
Yeah, thank you. That was MB Mike Bravo Papa.
Yeah, 487.
487. Lovely, thank you.
And then Samuel, BOP124 is the business opportunity profile for accountancy practice, if you're interested. Excellent. So that's business opportunity profiles. I would say if your business is niche or the information that you're looking for is quite niche, it's useful to search adjacent industries or businesses, just because COBRA might not have had enough data actually to create a mini bot or an actual full business opportunity profile. So if you can't find what you're looking for specifically, I would advise try searching for more adjacent industries. That's quite useful to start with. And then later on, I'll talk about other databases that are specialized in more sort of niche data later on, if you're really struggling for looking for what you want in COBRA. So that's business opportunity profiles. Any questions before I move on to the next section? No? Okay. Next section is business information fact sheets, which is helpful if you're looking for specific business support information. So that could be things like funding, employing your first member of staff, understanding VAT and NI, what legal responsibilities you may have as an employer as well. So this is really for, I'd say, people that are currently running businesses, but also can be used for people who are about to set up and start, and therefore they want to understand everything in front of them in terms of running a business. I like to start with topic because it breaks it down based on where you are. So if you're a business startup, for example, you'd click business startup and it takes you through the standard, what legal structures might you need to think about before setting up your business, what business planning you might need to do before you start. And if you want to buy a business and you're interested in buying existing businesses, how you go about doing that. But I think for most people, if I go back to topic, it's probably the running a business section, and that's really useful for people to start with. So I'll click on running a business. You can see all of the topics related to running a business. So employing and managing staff, finance, IT and cybersecurity, intellectual property, licensing, marketing, sales, everything you can think of related to what the actual business is. I'll click on finance as an example, because I think that's something that's applicable to all businesses in regarding what support they might need. So I'll click on finance, and then I'll click on managing finance. And that brings up some really useful information around how you might set up payroll, how do you forecast cash flow, for example, how you might even choose an accountant. So I'll click forecasting cash flow. It was last updated in February 2024, and it provides a really helpful introduction as to what cash flow is, how you forecast, factors to consider when preparing the forecast, reviewing it, and then always there's examples, which I think is really helpful. So I think, Samuel, you talked about supporting small businesses with regards to sort of accountancy and finance, understanding their needs. It could be a case of you directing them to COBRA for them to at least get the basic understanding of what some of these terms mean first, before they even come to you or while they're with you. So they're also financially equipped in terms of their knowledge to understand the ins and outs of running their business. And then, as always, being a database, an information database, they will always provide related information to the topic you've just searched. So you've got related fact sheets around controlling costs, costing and pricing a product, sales forecasting. That's probably helpful for you, Lawrence, and the work you do with businesses, and credit control as well. Any questions so far on business information fact sheets? It's a really chunky part of COBRA, but I think really helpful if you're trying to get that rudimentary understanding of running a business and understanding all the terms and how things work as well. Yeah. So the next section is industry snapshot. One of my second favorite, I'd say, parts of COBRA, is because it allows you to gain a snapshot of an industry. It shares an overview on things like how the industry is growing. Is it growing? Was it contracting? It tells you the number of businesses in your particular industry, the key trends, and also some insightful commentary about consumer behavior and where the industry looks like it may be moving to. And because, Lawrence, you're in education and training, I did some pre-research beforehand. So I know the code for that. Education and training is, let's see if I wrote it down right, SYN037. So I'll search that. Oh, no, that's not the right code. It's SYN029. That's it. Education and training. So anybody involved in any education training, you can look at a glance, at a snapshot of how the industry is performing. So I'll give you some time just to read through these figures. Looks like it's growing. And then towards the end, as I said, you have some longer commentary around the industry outlook. And a lot of the data that they use to put together a lot of this information are from government reports, bodies that are used to doing research because they are looking to best support businesses in that sector. You also have a lot of reports from universities published on here as well. Also management consultancies, so McKinsey & Co, Bain & Company, KPMG, the big four accountancy firms, for example. These are all the data that they use to compile a lot of these reports. And if I go back, you can see that see that the vast information related to different industries in which they've created these compact industry snapshot profiles on. So recruitment's there, hair and beauty, video games, wellness, legal services, agriculture, charities, accountancy, travel, property and sales. It's vast. And I think particularly for if you have any clients that are looking to start a business and they think, okay, I've got this idea, is it worth starting a business in this current climate in this area, for example? I think an industry snapshot can give people a really good overview as to what are the opportunities and what are the challenges, and then see also who could my potential clients even be, just based on what I'm reading from this compact industry report. And it's a good basis, I think. Any questions before I move on to sector updates?
No, thank you.
Just a quick one. So a little while ago, as I mentioned, I did a bit of research on behalf of a pharmacy, and
Yep.
within the report, it was telling the pharmacy his typical costs for setup, right? So this can be, the racks where you put the different the different drugs and medications available, where you might buy them from, what they might cost. I'm just trying to remember what section that was in.
That probably is business opportunity profile.
Right.
Let me check pharmacy actually. Let's see. Community pharmacy might be the most relevant. That's BOP 553.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Thank you.
No? Okay. I'll move on to sector updates now. So sector updates, I think is great for accessing sector news, mainly from government agencies, as I mentioned, management consultancies, universities, Magic Circle law firms. And they read almost like, if I click financial services, for example, they read almost like newspaper headlines, for example. So it gives you the headline and then a brief summary of it. And then if you want to read more about it, it has the link for further information. So I think at snapshot, these are really helpful. And I think the sector updates, obviously financial services, there's so many changes in the industry happening all the time. You'll find that it's updated really often. So the last update for this was June 2025, because financial services is a fast moving industry. So if you just want to keep yourself abreast, I think, with key changes are happening in the industry, sector updates is a really quick way to do that. And I scroll all the way down, you can see it's just given you a couple of the headline topics. So that's sector updates. We then have research briefs, which are a little bit more detailed. If I go to, I know no one's in fashion, but I go to fashion, for example, why the research brief section is useful is because it actually gives you the details of all of the trade bodies or trade journals and bodies that are the voice of your industry, which I think is really helpful. So you can join them. Some of them have membership fees. Some of them have lots of events, which are great for networking, but they also publish data as well. So because they're in your industry, they'll be able to give you, I think, a lot more, probably quicker, more up-to-date, more insightful data than other more generalistic business reports can, because they're the voice of your sector, of your industry. So in fashion and retail, you can imagine so many consortiums, so many retail associations, so many trade journals associated with that industry. The list goes on. And these are primarily all UK based as well. So if you're interested in joining any of these bodies or subscribing to their magazines, going to their conferences, etc., it has a list of all of them under research briefs. Yeah. We then have local business support, which is useful if you're looking for business support in the area in which you live in. And I did some research beforehand, and I found, because we're of course looking after Kent at the moment, if I go to England, if I go to the southeast, I go to Kent, by area in the county of Kent, you can click on all of the local business support information relevant to you where you live. So I'll click Sevenoaks, and it has all the business support providers there. What COBRA is really good at doing is, if, for example, for ourselves, I've noticed West Kent Business Programme or Invest West Kent isn't here, you can send an email to COBRA and say, this is a business support programme operating in these areas. I've noticed it's not on COBRA. Can you put it on there? And they update it. I think that's really helpful. If you yourself also, I think, are a provider of business support as well, get in touch with COBRA, because they can put events up on there. They can put your details so people in your local area can help and support you. So this is all of the local business support providers in Sevenoaks.
Quick question, do they verify it? Does COBRA verify? Do they go through like a procedure? Okay. They
should do, yeah. So I remember a couple of years ago, I was on delivering a project called Startup in London Libraries, and it was a new project which was providing business support on the high street in 10 London boroughs. And once that project started, we emailed COBRA to say, can you put it on there? They of course did their research and they did it. So yeah.
Okay, brilliant.
It's worked previously in the past, which is great.
Right.
Yeah.
Loretta, would you mind having a quick look on Thanet business support just to see what's up there? Thank you.
Let's go Thanet. Yep. Does that look up to date, Lawrence? Does it look up to date, Lawrence? I don't think.
Beg your pardon, I was on mute. Yeah, it looks comprehensive. Okay. I recognise the majority of them. So yeah, it looks really good.
Samuel, would you want me to check anything local to you? Because you said you're in Devon.
Yeah, you could check Exeter.
Exeter, England, southwest.
Southwest, yes.
Yeah.
Might just come up as Devon.
Yep.
Mid Devon, sorry. I mean, but we'll see.
Exeter.
Interesting to see. Oh yeah, it's always there. Oh, that's interesting. Good to know.
So I think it's quite comprehensive.
Yes.
So that's local business support. Any other searches anybody wants me to do whilst we're on here? No? Okay. So let's move on to sources of business information. I think this is really helpful if you're looking, as I said, for professional trade bodies and associations. So alphabetically, it lists all the associations for a particular industry or business area. So even affiliation of crystal healing organizations, like that's new to me. I've never heard of that before. You've got the Acupuncture Society, Actors Guild, of course, that's really popular. So if you're looking to join a professional body, you can search here, and there's loads of them. I go back to type. All of the government departments and regulators that regulate your industry, you can find as well underneath there. You can also find key stats and information as well. So these are the bodies in the UK that are huge information carriers, or they hold a lot of information. I know the British Library and Business IP Centre National Network. They're the organisation based in King's Cross that has lots of other databases and more international databases, more databases related to things like science and technology and niche industries as well. And they've got the license for that. So if you're looking for a lot more detailed data and data covering the whole world, they're a great place to start. Of course, Department for Business and Trade, lots of reports, lots of commission studies. They're a huge useful resource if you're looking for lots of information and statistics. Business support, I'll click on again. These are all of the more sort of national organizations that provide business support across the country. So the local business support was those local to your areas where you live, but these are all of the national business support organizations that provide national support that you can get in touch with. They also have really helpful information related to sources of financial support. So things like, the Startup Loans Company, angel investment, VC investment, and other forms of finance that you can get to support your business. You can find in sources of business information as well. So really, really helpful section on COBRA. And then we have events. This is my favorite because every event related to your industry, it has all the dates for. So if we go to sector and say we go to based on who we have here, let's see. Say business, financial, and legal. All of the big shows, all the big exhibitions, all the big expos related to finance, business, and the legal businesses or sector, it has it there with all the dates and where they are as well. So if I click, for example, London Law Expo, it tells you where it's happening, it tells you the address, it tells you the date. So if you want to do networking, or if you're interested in getting like an exhibitor stand at any of these events, it tells you where they are. And I think that's really helpful in terms of raising profile, networking, finding clients, building business leads, etc. So this is my favorite part of COBRA, because if we're just looking for somewhere to go to meet like-minded people, it has all the details there as well. Any questions?
Is that in a calendar view at all?
No, it's not. It's in so if I go to sector and then I just say food and drink, it's not calendar. No, it's just like a list. It just tells you the show and where it's happening, but it is actually in chronological order, if that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah,
Absolutely. No, that's great, thank you.
Fantastic.
How about Startup Bromley? Are they on there? Well, the startup
Oh, local
section.
business support. Well, I see. If not, we've got to write an email. Bromley would be no. England. Maybe Greater London. I see Bromley. Bromley's here. Are we here? Yes, we're here. Startup Bromley. It's got the link. That's good to know.
We have West Kent Business Support on there yet?
No, it's not. I've checked.
No.
So I need to send
So we
an
need to
email.
get that on there, yeah.
Yeah, and that's beforehand. I'll speak to the teams, make sure they're happy for us to put it on there. But I think it should be under Tunbridge Wells, Sevenoaks, and also Tunbridge and Morning. So I'm now going to talk really briefly about 3 other things. The first is something called industry guides. Has anybody heard of industry guides before? They are provided by the Business and IP Centre. Can you see the screen? Can you see
Yes.
the screen?
Still see Bromley on
Still
this
see
one.
Bromley, that's what we can see at the moment.
Oh, okay. So let me just go back and do stop share so I can share another screen, which will show you something called industry guides, which are really, really helpful. Share. Can you see this page?
Loading at the moment. Yes, can
Okay.
see it now.
Yep.
Now,
Amazing.
Yes.
So this is these are industry guides provided by the Business and IP Centre, which has COBRA there, but also lots of other useful databases. And what they've done to help people cut down on their searching time and find specific information more quickly is they've created industry guides. So if I go, for example, to, I'm just going to say fast food and snacks, for example, what this guide does is give you all the databases where you can find information related to fast food and snacks. And as you can see, COBRA is always at the top, and it's made it easy for you. It's giving you the business opportunity profile codes to search in COBRA to find the information you're looking for without you actually even having to go through each of those tabs, which is, I think, really useful. Definitely saves time. And then it gives you the sector updates in COBRA that you can check, and the business information fact sheets that we've looked at related to that sector. So everything around sort of like legislation, regulations. It also lists books. So the books that they find are the most impactful and effective in understanding the industry. It lists the books for you for further reading. So lots of books. Lots and lots of books. And then, as I mentioned earlier, it provides you with information on those other databases, which are even more detailed than COBRA, and also the name of those reports to look at in order to get more information about the fast food and snack sector. So eMarketer, really, really useful database. IMIS, lots of reports on soft
Sorry,
drinks.
Loretta, I
Yes.
can only still see the overview page with the list of the industry guides. I can't see what you've clicked into.
Can you see this now?
Yes, I can. Yes.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just quickly reverse back. So it shows you in COBRA, within the fast food and snack industry guide, all the business opportunity codes you can search, which saves you time actually going into COBRA and searching what you're looking for. It's provided it for you already. It's giving you all the codes for the sector updates related to that industry, and of course the business information fact sheets related to legislation, guides, inspections, which are really useful. It then lists all. Yep, go for it.
Is it possible to share this page with us?
Yes.
On the chat. Thank you.
Let me do that now. Actually, I'm just going to put the link in the chat. Chat. I've just shared it. Can you see it? Amazing.
Yes, it's that.
So I'll go back to industry guides, which should be here. Can you see this page? Can you see
still the previous one?
Okay. Let me stop share and then go back in it again. Share, choose this. Yeah, can you see this again?
Yes, it's got the business information fact sheet, small business help books. I think that's the same as the one before,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yeah, this is the one. Yeah, I'm going back to it. So it shows you the useful books that you can read for further reading. But then if I scroll all the way down, it highlights all of those other databases I was telling you about that provides even more information than COBRA would provide on specific information related to the fast food industry, particularly things around customer experiences and consumer data. So for example, if you have a drinks company and you're doing some research in terms of what does the industry look like it's heading towards, and you can search for reports on IMIS or eMarketer, and it will tell you data such as 51% of people aged 25 to 45 prefer non-carbonated drinks with X amount of sugar because of X lifestyle changes. For example, that would inform you maybe saying, okay, we need to create a new line of drinks for this particular age group because it looks like these groups of people value this type of experience or this type of taste when they're choosing their drinks, for example. So these databases can provide that that level of information that COBRA could only provide, I'd say, on a top level basis, if that makes sense. You can only go to the British Library to access these databases, so you can't access it remotely. And that's mainly because libraries such as us, we haven't paid for the license for IBIS World or IMIS, for example. So you actually have to go to like a research centre to do the research, write the information down, what you're looking for, and then leave. If we ever got the license for these sorts of databases, we definitely promote it and tell everyone about it, because they are also really, really useful as well. So they're industry guides. And then another useful piece of information I wanted to talk about today is something called census data. So I'm sure everyone knows the Office of National Statistics. They do the census every 10 years. The census data is really, really helpful for current businesses and businesses that want to set up. And that's because census data can tell you information to help you better understand your target markets. So businesses can identify key characteristics of their ideal customers based on age, their income, household size, education, employment levels, and geographic location as well. So they've got huge data sets around that. So if, for example, I had a business, I'll use shoes, for example. Say if I have a shoe line and it's quite pricey, but I'm specializing in women, particularly with maybe larger feet, age 40 to 50. This is what I believe my target market actually is. But I want to, and they have maybe a certain amount of disposable income. Who are these people? Where do they live? How do they shop? The census data can tell me the percentage of women in the country who are aged 40 to 50. They can tell me where they're most likely to live. They can tell me how many women between the age of 40 and 50 work in the UK, how much they are earning typically, what industries they work in, how many children a woman aged between 40 and 50 typically have. There's so much data for me to actually use to understand who they are. And then based on that, I could go to somebody like Lawrence and say, okay, can you help me develop a sales strategy, a sales and marketing strategy to help me target these women? How do I do that, Lawrence? I could go to another mentor that we have in our West Kent program that's an expert around digital marketing. Okay, how do I capture these customers online? Are they most likely to be on Facebook? Are they most likely to be on Instagram? And then in addition to that, I can also understand what their habits are like as well, what their lifestyle's like. Are they the type of women that really value their local communities or the environment? If so, could I do offline events related to my shoes to help gather them in the same place and talk about what they like doing and what sorts of shoes they like and why they are motivated to kind of buy my shoe that might be, I don't know, environmentally friendly, for example. So there's just so much, that's just a good starting point, just to access so much data in order to help you narrow down your target market and then get the support you need to find them and get them to buy from you. So I'll just show you I'll put the link for the Office of National Statistics in the chat. The last census was done in 2021. And then me being a bit of a research geek, I had to research my borough where I live to find out what the types of people who I live are like and what things that they might particularly value. If I was a local business, I think starting where you actually live to try and get clients is useful. It could be you might find my client base definitely isn't where I live, but the borough next to me, that's where I find it's likely that most of my clients will be, and you'll spend your time marketing and networking and doing the work that you need to do there to try and get some customers. Any questions so far on Office of National Statistics?
No, that's great. I appreciate there's not, you've probably got other things to show us, Loretta, but it would be handy to have a quick look at that startup guide, if possible, from the menu that you showed us at the beginning.
Okay. Is it the industry guide?
It was like the life cycle of a business, and it had startup, then it had business support. I'm just trying to think back now.
Oh,
and then it had
yes.
like running a business, and then all the different aspects of running a business.
Yeah, that is under business information fact sheets. Do you want me to go back to that?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I'm just thinking ahead to a couple of weeks' time when I've got to give a little bit of a talk on that myself at
okay,
at the event
so,
in Bromley.
That's business information fact sheets.
Yeah.
And then goes to topic. And then the business startup link, the first section would be for those who have an idea and they want to set up.
Yeah.
And then the running a business would be actually once you're in it.
Yeah.
How do you run it? Is that the kind of topic, the section?
Yeah. So what is the business startup link? What's behind that?
Yeah. So that is, first it takes you through your legal structure.
Yep.
So it gives you an overview of all the business legal structures.
Okay. Yep.
CICs, limited company by shares, limited by guarantee, setting up a charity, cooperative, etc.
Yep.
Well, what is your structure to begin with?
Yep.
And then a second section within that is business planning. It's almost like a checklist. So even if you don't even know what your idea is, it gives you tips to help you choose a business idea. How you might want to cost and price a project, how you develop your marketing plan. It has one of my favorites is a glossary of business financial terminology. What does accounts mean? What does accounts payable mean? What does administration mean? Do you know all those sorts of terms and financial terms you might not understand and know? This is a good glossary for that. So essentially business planning is, once you know what you want to do, the planning that you need to have in order to implement it. If that makes sense. Sales forecasting, writing your business plan, how you might do a SWOT analysis. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
And you probably won't meet anybody that's trying to buy a business, would you, at this stage? But if you do, it's got a buying a business link as well. There's, I think, we're meeting more people, Chandra, correct me if I'm wrong, of people that have franchise businesses, right? So I've met quite a few people in HR.
Yeah, there are. Yeah.
That accountancy. There's a few franchises around as well.
Care providers.
Care providers, yeah, definitely. Excellent. So I think that brings me to the end of the webinar. But if there's any other searches you want me to help you with, you can just send us an email. I'm more than happy to support you with that. Chandra, I'd be grateful if you could also talk about some of our upcoming events, because what we're trying to do is get as many people in the area to know about us and to use our services. So please do promote what we do. That would be really helpful. And Chandra, if you don't mind just speaking about the upcoming events we have in the mentoring program before we leave, that would be helpful.
Yes, I was going to put a link into the Eventbrite link. So we've got in each of the boroughs, Sevenoaks, Tunbridge and Morlingham, Tunbridge Wells. We've got the sales workshop going on. It's going to be a couple of workshop, and that's going to be looking at generating sales through videos and podcasts and using all those. So I'll put a link in there. And if you then follow the Eventbrite link, you'll be able to see all the other workshops that we're going to be running over the next few months.
Amazing. We also have a feedback form, Chandra, if you don't mind putting in the chat as well.
Yep.
Feedback, so important, because it justifies our funding and also helps make things better. So if you could please complete the feedback form, that would be so helpful for us. We'd really appreciate it. So we'll put that in the chat. Any questions before we head out at all?
I just want to say thank you, Loretta. It's just amazing. There's so much info and so many links. It's like going down a rabbit hole, but
No.
but it's just such useful knowledge. Thank you.
No, thank you so much. And I really think the more that you use COBRA, the easier it becomes. And particularly, Vicky, you mentioned that you like supporting other businesses. Same for you, Samuel, and Lawrence and Amanda. I think this is a really good signposting tool. Oh, I don't know how to employ my first employee, or how do I actually understand a balance sheet? Download the PDF, send it to them, just to do that sort of like elementary reading, and then any further support, you're there to do some more detailed work with them. But I just think it's so useful. All you need is that library card number, and that's it. You're in.
Yes, that's fantastic. And you said it's the Bromley Library. Can you go to other libraries, or just one library card will just cover all the areas? Or
yeah, so I think Bromley, the reason me recommending Bromley is because Bromley is the closest to the West Kent area.
Sure.
But you can also get a Greenwich library card if you want. I've got a Greenwich library card. Wandsworth also has COBRA, but not every library service has it, because you've got to pay a license fee for a couple of £1,000 a year.
Wow.
So I'd say Bromley, just
Bromley. Yeah.
I got my library card yesterday, so I hope it works.
Oh, fantastic.
From Exeter. Yes.
Yeah, you
I
can
haven't tried it yet.
you can be anywhere, but if you're having issues, just let me know. But really, it should be straightforward. Yeah.
So if I'm in Kent, sort of East Kent, obviously Bromley's more London Kent, isn't it? Sort of split up, isn't it, Kent?
Yeah.
Different parts. That would be fine for me to.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. I mean, I live in the borough. Go for it.
Sorry, Loretta. Sorry to interrupt. I was going to ask. Yeah, exactly that question. So I never knew that you were in touch. It seems weird to go to Bromley Library to get this service, and I think a lot of people in West Kent attending this will think the same. So it's understanding that you can go to Bromley Library Service and use that particular and access it. So that's fantastic.
Yeah, and the head of the Bromley Library Service was more than happy. She was really happy to get people in and using it, which is great. I mean, I live in Bexley. That's also meant to be Kent. Kent is huge.
Yeah.
and we don't actually have COBRA, so I use Greenwich. Yeah,
that's good.
Amazing.
Thank you so much.
Can I ask another? Sorry.
Yeah, go
can I
for
ask
it.
another quick question that if I was to that, so I've got a client who is looking at construction businesses, and I know you've sort of gone through that you can do by sector.
Mm-hmm.
Can you export it out of COBRA, or is it a manual task? Do you know if you can export out like businesses in the construction sector in Kent, for example? Does it have that ability, or is it more just an information source?
Yeah, it's more national, more UK generally. I don't think you can like go down that granular sort of level. I'd say if you're looking for that granular level, ideally the council should have it. They should know how many construction businesses are in their area. They should know the sizes, etc. So yeah, I think the council.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much. Thank you.
No worries. So what I'll do is I'll end it now. The feedback form is in the chat, so if you don't mind just sort of filling that in, I'll send it out also in an email as well, and then the recording will be on the West Kent business page shortly as well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Amazing.
much.
Thank
you, Loretta. Thank you, Chantal. Thank you, everyone. Good to see you all.
Thank you.
Feel free to contact us at westkentbusiness@gll.org.
Thank you.
Take care, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.
Thank you.